Bar.
And now, here's the breakdown with Justin Hunte.
Justin, Happy New Year to you, sir.
Happy New Year to you too, brother. How are you?
Fucking awesome. What are we talking about today?
This is actually one of my favorite stories I've seen in a while. The new year, the top of the year is always good for these little off-kilter things. So Kool Moe Dee, legendary rapper Kool Moe Dee, Wild Wild West. In the 90s.
How you like me now?
Absolutely. He put together a rapper report card. Now, this is the 90s rapper report card, so all the rappers on it are listed, are from the 1990s. He rated 30 different rappers in 10 different categories. The categories were vocabulary, articulation, creativity, originality, versatility, voice, records, stage presence, sticking to themes, and innovating rhythms, right? And so it's interesting, it's an interesting snapshot of at least one legendary rapper's point of view on 30 of that era's most current rappers. So Jay-Z's on here, Mystikal's on here. There's a bunch of different names that are on here, right? DMX, Master P, Big Pun, Snoop, Nas, Corrupt, Lauryn Hill, Most Def, Black Thought.
He misspells like a bunch of these rappers.
Buster, I think that's Buster Rhymes, but it's spelled Buster. Tretch.
Who's under Little Kim?
That's Mac 10.
Oh, Mac 10. Okay.
Mac 10. Sticky Fingers, Mystikal, Ice Cube, Too Short, a lot of names, right? And so a couple that stand out to me, right? So Jay-Z is the first name on the list. Jay-Z got an 82. Kool Moe Dee gave Jay-Z an 82 in the 90s, right? Which is a B. He said his vocabulary was a 7, his versatility was a 7, his stage presence was a 6. 6 on stage presence for Jay-Z. Now, to me, that's actually might be accurate, because the best thing about going to a Jay-Z show is the fact that Jay-Z just stands there and the crowd raps all his songs most of the time, right? Which to me is the ultimate flex. Don't get me wrong. I'm not looking at that as a knock, but he's not out here super dynamic on stage. Nevertheless, Jay-Z got a B based on Kool Moe Dee's 1990s rap report card.
I think his first album was pretty, like, I thought it was very well done. It was really versatile, and it's a hip hop classic. So for him to give him a B, all right, like here's the deal. I seen him live and don't remember, so the 6 might be right. You know, it might be right. It was him and DMX, and DMX fucking blew him off the fucking stage. But
Hard Knock Life Tour.
Yeah. But other than that, like, yeah. And this goes what is this, 90s into 2000s, or just in the 90s? Like,
this is the late 90s, like the end of the 90s. He did this.
Okay.
So right, and so DMX is on here. DMX got a B+. He had a 89 on this list, and he has a 10 on stage presence. So at least there is a consistency between what Kool Moe Dee saw at that show and what you saw at that show. But
yeah,
you know, DMX has a 10 in innovating rhythms, a 10 on stage presence, a 10 on voice, and a 10 on originality. And he has a 9 when it comes to sticking to themes. I don't know what DMX might have been missing. You know, like he was very true. He was very thematic throughout all of his music.
It's dark. It's dark and hell is hot. Like he's literally got like Damien. Like he's rapping like he's the devil's son, Damien, or the devil, or whatever the fuck he is. Like he's pretty on point throughout the whole fucking album. Like his early albums were kind of like concept albums in ways. Like
100%. Even this next album was flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. You know, there's all kinds of biblical references and themes. I feel like he's stuck pretty closely to them. Now, maybe a 9 versus a 10 is not too far off, but Biggie got a 10 on his sticking to themes. I'm not sure Biggie was sticking to themes as well as DMX was, but Biggie got an A+. He got a 95, as he should. Now,
yeah,
2 really stand out to me. One is Too Short. Too Short.
Yeah, he shits on Too Short.
He's not a fan. Too Short got a C+. All 7s and 6. Well, he got some 8s and 9s. So Too Short got a C+, 7 on vocabulary, which is the same he gave Jay-Z and DMX. Then he has a 6 on versatility, which probably is true, right? I mean, which means he should have like a 9 or 10 sticking to themes. What he put? Yep, he gave him a 9 for sticking to themes because Too Short does stick to themes. But Too Short got a C+. That felt a little low to me.
I mean, he was such a trendsetter for West Coast rap, like just on general principle, and the fact that his career went on longer than Kool Moe Dee's did. So
he was doing something right. Master P also Master P also got a C+ on this list.
What amazes me is he's got rappers that clearly have ghostwriters and he's grading them.
Right, like Puffy.
Yeah, Puffy and Foxy Brown, like Lil Kim, like, so basically he gives Biggie a B for Lil Kim. And Jay-Z gets a B for Foxy Brown.
Right.
And everybody gets a B from Puffy.
It's really an interesting snapshot in this, right? Because I mean, Mystical is on this list. Mystical got an A. The only people on this list,
like Mystical.
I like him too, but I just never thought about him as an A. I mean, the only people on this list to get an A are Mystical, Biggie, Tupac, Method Man, Tretch, Busta Rhymes, and Lauryn Hill. You know, like they're the only A's in this whole thing. I know Mystical's super original, but I think this list is missing replay value because I can't go through a Mystical album. I can't make it all the way through a Mystical album. I can make it to the hits. I can make it to halfway, and then I got to switch the vibe up.
See, I like Mystical, and I can make it through a Mystical album. It's funny that he only graded Lauryn Hill and he didn't grade the rest of the Fugees. He was way on her dick. She got like her and Biggie. She got higher than Biggie. She got the most points.
She got higher than everybody. She's the highest on the list.
That's crazy.
But see, I don't know. I mean,
I like her.
She ran the 90s though.
She could spit, but like her other shit was like R&B.
You know,
how are you gonna grade a rapper on R&B?
I mean, I'm not sure how far away that is because he does grade Puff Daddy. You know, how you grade an executive who we know didn't write these rhymes. So at least there was some rap on her albums, you know. And she was writing her rhymes. She might not have been writing all of her music, but she was writing her rhymes. And she was winning ciphers. I mean, that Fugees record plus Miseducation, I mean, that's a lot. I mean, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I mean, that's what, like 20 million albums right there. All right, I'm not mad at that.
Not mad at that, you know.
And she was the best rapper in the Fugees. Like,
definitely.
Oz was the coolest, believe it or not. I talked to him. That guy was fucking awesome. But
right, same here.
But yeah, she definitely. And she's been accused of not even writing her solo album.
Not writing the music. Like she said that she executive produced it. She wrote all the music and she wrote all the lyrics. But she got help on the music.
Oh.
And so that's why she can perform the records. She can perform the verses from that album. She just can't perform the music behind the album. And that was part of the settlement of that lawsuit. So there's different renditions of that album because she lost in court and now she doesn't have the rights to play that music.
Damn, that's crazy.
I mean, you know, she was trying so hard to settle the score between her and Wyclef, you know? It makes people make different decisions.
Raekwon's another one I kind of have a problem with. Like, I feel like he's graded too low. Like as far as his vocabulary is fucking dumb. The shit that they introduced to into rap, like comic books and fucking gangster and kung fu flicks, like nobody was doing that type of shit at the time.
Do you think that Raekwon should be? Do you think he should be higher than Method Man?
Higher grade. Yep. Yeah, definitely. The Purple Tape plays. I played that shit way more than Tikal. Hands down. Like, and I like Tikal, but like the Purple Tape got major play from me. Cuban Links, yeah.
See, it looks like the difference between those two is really the innovating rhythms and voice. I definitely think Meth has a better voice than Ray.
Meth does have a fucking awesome voice.
Got a crazy voice.
But I just felt like Ray put together better songs on his first album.
I think history would agree with you too. You know, I think the Purple Tape has definitely lasted longer than Tikal did. But Tikal was really just a rapidy rap album, and not to knock on that, but there wasn't a lot of storytelling on that album. There wasn't a lot of things that stick with you outside of how well those bars, you know, land. You know what I mean?
I like that he gave Tretch his props. Tretch was a major influence on a bunch of rappers, and he could spit and flip. Gave Tretch an A. Mace, he shit on. He gave Mace a C+.
You know, is that about right? I love Harlem World, and I love his appearances on the Biggie record. I loved him on No Way Out, but is that about right?
I mean, who you like better, Master P or Mace? Because they both got C+.
See, I mean, I wouldn't even put him in the same category. You know what I mean? But I guess I gotta take P. You know, at least P gave you more than one album.
Yeah, P gave you fucking just hits. So like for Moe Dee to shit on, it's really mostly New York rappers with the exception of a couple fucking got Mac 10 and Razzcast.
Mystical
Keith Murray, I think. Keith Murray is got too high of a score.
There was excitement around him, but he was always he was always like the adjacent MC to me. You know, I never really liked him on his own, except for maybe The Most Beautiful Thing in the World. But I was also never really upset if he was on a track with somebody I like. I usually listen. I really listen to everybody he was around when I listen to him.
I liked him a lot, and then when I got older, I actually like listened to, and I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about, dog? Like, what is he saying? Empirical miracles is coming at you like a flu bomb, and I'm like, what? You talking about, man? Just saying words, man. Word salad. But I did have that first album and bumped it. So
yeah. The Corrupt's on here. You spelled corrupt wrong. It's K-U-R-P-T. K-U-R-U-P-T. Yeah, C-O-R-O-P-T. But Corrupt got a B+. That feels right to me too.
Yeah, Corrupt's a shit. And he's right. He was right about his records. Like, Corrupt's more like a singles kind of guy. Like, I think I got a couple Corrupt albums, but I would just check for his singles.
Yeah, he gave Corrupt a 7 on records.
What's your do you got this on your Instagram?
This right here? Oh no, I haven't put it up there yet, but I'll post it. I'll post it right after this segment.
At the company man.
At the company man. Yeah, at the company man. But I mean, and also this is really a snapshot of what the 90s were like in a lot of ways, right? You mentioned that it's New York heavy. The 90s were New York heavy, largely speaking, outside of not to say it's New York heavy from nobody else was doing stuff, but 90s was dominated by New York conversations in a lot of ways. I mean, you got the West Coast, absolutely, but there was a lot of New York stuff that was in the charts, and especially when it came to how MCs looked at each other. Like this is a very MC point of view.
He's totally skipped fucking Ball and G, Scarface, UGK, like down south fucking pioneers that all had fucking bangers in the 90s. So it kind of shows you how limited his scope is, really.
Yeah, Master P is the only guy from the South on here.
And that's because Master P used payola to get his shit fucking played in New York.
Yeah, that's a smart decision.
About it. Yeah, he's smart. He is a smart businessman.
Smart decision.
Payola.
Yeah, man. I mean, and I think I don't see how you don't have Outkast on here though. Right. I mean,
oh yeah, Outkast is missing. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Yeah, he's got a weird report card.
Common got a lot of props. Common got a B+.
Yeah, Common, I could see Common's early shit was fucking awesome. Buckshot, I feel like Buckshot's another one. When I go back and listen, I'm like, what are you talking about, Buckshot? Like, more just saying things to say it, but the beats were fucking hot as shit.
I never liked Buckshot's style. Just like
put up, bo. Suckers wanna go, but they got no flow.
Yeah, I mean they got joints. Don't get me wrong, but just the style. Like there's some, for me, it's half what someone's saying and half is their voice, like voice and imagination, right? And I didn't like his voice, I didn't like his style, and I didn't feel like he had that much imagination. He's a legend. I'm
damn.
I represent everything. I respect everything that he's accomplished. Don't get me wrong, but as far as like, will I just go reach and put on some Buckshot? No, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Who do you think aged the best on this list?
Jay-Z. I mean, that's definitely one. Snoop. I mean, maybe. I don't know. This is a difficult one because Snoop, one, he got really, really high ratings. Snoop got a B+ on here, right? I think his music. I think Doggy Style's aged very well. I think Blue Carpet Treatment is another one that aged well. I think, the Bush album with Pharrell, that's another really good late career album that he put out. So, but I think, overall, away from the music, I mean, Snoop is superseded any thought that I had, not only just for his career, but what rappers could actually end up being in a lot of ways. I never thought I would see a rapper host the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? So I think he definitely aged really gracefully. Nas, I've gone through periods where I felt like Nas got lethargic, but Nas is on a run right now. I mean, his album Magic is one of the best albums I heard last year. King's Disease 2 was one of the best albums last year. It was so good. I did the list for Revolt, put Nas on that list twice. King's Disease 1, I'm not that big of a fan of, but he got a Grammy for that one. So his last three right here are, in my opinion, arguably better than some of the stuff I thought was great before.
Nas got a B, which is blasphemy for fucking people from New York. Like, but Kool Moe Dee also, I've read some articles with him talking. He thinks very highly of himself as well. He still
Exactly.
sees himself as like one of the best rappers.
Right.
I
mean,
think he thinks he beat LL Cool J. Honestly,
I think he's probably still writing fresh rhymes right now, going to LL. You know,
straight up.
the Nas thing is
I
the
had
key.
his album.
Which one?
I had the one where he's running over the Kango.
Oh, did you?
Not the first one.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
That was hard though. That was a hard album cover.
Yeah.
Now, the thing with this Nas though, because you're right? I mean, this is Illmatic. It was written, I am possibly Nostradamus, right? That's on this list. Those first two alone in the 90s, I don't think people were really questioning Nas in the 90s until Jay-Z did. And he didn't do it till,
yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying? So, and he gave Nas a B,
but
it's an 84. It's an ugly B. It's an 84 B.
Yeah.
It's almost a CB.
His first two albums were fucking awesome. And then the replayability of his later shit, of his albums after that, just, I buy it, listen. You might see me tonight or whatever. That fucking
the joint, the Aaliyah joint.
Yeah.
you know, that album was supposed to be totally different. You know, that album leaked.
Was it?
Yeah, that
album
leaked.
Shit.
That's what I mean. That was a huge story around the I Am album. So that wasn't even what he originally intended. Reportedly, a lot of the stuff that was on Lost Tapes, which is one of his best projects, was supposed to be on I Am. You know, so the industry got involved in that one. Same thing with him beefing with Puffy off of the Hate Me Now video, because the original video had both of them on crosses. And then that wasn't supposed, Puffy said he didn't want to be seen up on the cross the way that Nas was. And the first time it aired, they forgot to cut that part out. But that album has an interesting story behind it.
I didn't know that. Look at you, fucking chock full of Nas information.
Hey, man.
Information.
Got something back, man. That Magic album is amazing. But again, this is an interesting snapshot from one incredible MC back in the 1990s, you know, critiquing his peers, so to speak. You know, Cannabis is on here. Cannabis has a B+ on here. You know, I mean, that was Cannabis's era. You know.
Well, I don't know, man. I got that album. It wasn't that good. His freestyles were always better. Like, he had a really hard time making a song, you know.
Yeah. I think most people would agree that album did not do what it was supposed to.
Can I bust?
Can I bust?
No, you can't. According to this album, the answer is no. But his freestyles were fucking dumb, and his LL Cool J diss is still fucking legendary. So
yeah, he shouldn't have signed to Wyclef. That was always weird to me too.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense. And I like that he gave Sticky Fingers of Onyx a B+, because I've been a fan of Sticky forever.
Me too.
Love that guy.
That was well deserved. I mean, he gave him a 10 in originality. You know, that's one of the heaviest categories.
I was trying to think about it. Like, did they start the yell rap and shit, or did MOP come out before them? But like, I think they might have started that yell rap and shit.
What was
like
Slam?
I can't think of anybody. Yeah, it was Slam was actually the second single. And and it was crazy. I was just talking about it. UMC's, the guys that did Blue Cheese and shit like that, they came out with the second album and it was yell rap. They were yell rapping and nobody, because that's what everybody was on and nobody bought that shit. Nobody bought it.
I like the way that Onyx did it though. I like yell rap. Yell rap, but see, is Mystical yell rap? Mystical is yell rap to me.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, definitely. Southern yell rap. Shifty. Shifty, low down, shady and grimy. That's fucking Onyx. There I go. And that's Mystical.
Right. Mystical's a legend.
Not a Mystical, man. fucking good album, dog.
Yeah.
All right, Justin, I appreciate you coming on here and giving us Kool Moe Dee's report card.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I'm gonna send you a blank one. We're gonna put some other. I'm gonna send you a blank one with the same rappers. I'm gonna see what you would do with it.
Man, I don't even. Yeah, do that.
Yeah, I think this is primetime Jude right here. Definitely
90s rappers. Yeah, I just
right.
gotta go back and actually listen to them so I can remember.
There we go. We'll revisit
Remember
this
all
next.
the awesomeness.
We can revisit this next quarter.
All right, done.
Yeah.
All right, Just appreciate you. And he's about to post the report card at the company, man.
Yeah, it's on the All Out Show account right now too, so you can check it out there.
All right, yeah, go to the All Out Show account to see Kool Moe Dee's grading system. There it is.
Word up.
All right, let's go.
Peace.